Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to another Lost Ark related video where we take a look at the subreddit over the last week. It's Topical Tuesday. Excuse me, totally forgot. It's Topical Tuesday. We take a look at the subreddit over the last week and we just see what people have been yapping about. As always, if that's not your cup of tea, no worries. But if you're gonna stick around, like the video, dislike, engagement, subscriber, bigger number, whatever, man. I'm in an unusually good mood, so let's keep that energy going. I usually don't look at, like, personal drama, streamer drama, all that, just because I don't have, like, the mental energy for it. But I will open this shocking new wardancer build by the Hasan Striker. Just because this fucking thing has been everywhere, bro. There's even been MapleStory shitposts about it. And it is... It's amusing. Not for the right reasons, but it's amusing. The October team update I will go over, because I didn't go over this. I went over it briefly in the Arconomics that I did. But let's do this. First, we'll get the shitpost out of the way. It's fucking...
Kaya, please, just fucking go, just stop.
It's so bad, man. Oh my god, it's bad, man. It's funny, but for the wrong reasons. And then there's a sticky post that I wanted to open just because I think... I think it's interesting, the sticky post. It's Kazeros, the first mode race, community feedback mega thread. With this lovely picture of Mr. Kazeros, as he's known, Kazaros, Karnzeros, I don't know, man. It's Kazeros. But Kazeros TFM race is just around the corner. We've noticed a bunch of you sharing important thoughts and concerns. We're launching the mega thread to round up all your amazing feedback. My eyes stopped working. To pass straight to AGS. Your input is going to be a total game changer in helping them make the race as fair as ethical as possible. Let's make it count. Please to keep the convo respectful and constructive. No name calling or targeting anyone. We're all in this together. Thanks for jumping in. So, it's interesting to note that they say pass straight to AGS. If they actually do have like a direct line to like rocks or whatever, could be kind of good. So obviously, if you haven't seen this thread and you have constructive feedback, obviously drop it in here. But I'm assuming if you follow Lost Ark like at all at this point, you're probably in tune with the subreddit. I think most people probably are. I don't think the casual gamer really exists for this game no more. But that's how she goes. I don't like the release of 2 raids at once. I would rather have release of Act 4 first week normal hard mode, release final act second week normal hard mode, race takes place third week. That way those who didn't participate and didn't practice in other regions get to raid. I mean, it makes the most sense, but... will they do it? Let's find out. I will go first. We all think the recent RMT policy changes is definitely a solid step towards a fairer race. That being said, I think we need a bit more to level the playing field, especially since some teams are already practicing in other regions. My suggestion, drop hard mode and normal mode at least a week early, so everyone can practice and get familiar with the raid. This would give the whole player base a fair shot without needing to jump to other regions. What do you think? Upvote or downvote to let me know if the idea vibes or not. I would also like to see other awesome ideas. Please keep them coming. We'll read a couple more. Without an all-region raid release, there just isn't a fair way to handle the race. Personally, I don't care for the race, but it's clear those emotionally invested are upset at the race taking place itself or the rewards associated with it. Change the race structure associated. AGS really dug themselves in the hole. At this point, the only way to make the race fair is to change the entire raid/mechanics drastically from the Korea version to our version. Both normal patterns and major mechanics. The likelihood of this happening in a month is less than canceling the race. The raids are happening post-merge in the NA service, so there are half as many titles and rewards to give out. Good luck to the sweaties fighting for the spot. Things clearly have not been thoroughly planned. I read that as like, thanks sweaty, you know what I mean? When people, you know, the meme. But I know he meant sweaties as in like the fucking sweaty sweaters. Oh, man. I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on this one way or the other. Mostly because it's something that I flip-flop between, like, thinking is good versus not thinking is good already. So, specifics about what they should do, I have no fucking clue, man. October team update. And then this, I'm just going to briefly touch on it. The big thing here, well, there's a couple big things, but the big thing is the region merge for NA East, NA West. It's going to happen on October 22nd, which means the content patch is going to be the 29th. There's some roadmap things. Lucky Box event. For players not aware of what it is, you can complete daily and special missions or earn lucky boxes, which contain various honing materials, trade items, cards, and potentially a surprise box. Surprise box is a chance to drop special items like relic engraving selectors, etc., chaos stones with 100% success rate, etc., legendary card packs, stuff like that. Theomine Extreme. Additionally, we saw some questions asking if Theomine Extreme would still be launching in the West, with the Assault Raid running until the first ever double raid release with Act 4 and Kazaros in November. Timing didn't feel quite right, along with Art Grid systems, so we didn't want to overwhelm players with too many raids and systems to learn, so we're waiting to release it until the timing makes sense. Kazaros the First. Then this is the other big thing. Our team has been reviewing a lot of feedback around the Kazeros the First clear race raid release plans, and are doing our best to factor this into our plans and policies as we head towards the battle in November. While these plans are still being developed, we wanted to share an early look at a few policies/plans. A player that has been penalized for RMT or other forms of cheating in Lost Ark will be ineligible to compete in the first clear race no matter when they received it from launch until the race, and we'll also be conducting extensive account reviews similar to the Theomine the First race to ensure there is no disqualifying behavior hidden in the past. While speed hacking has not been a widespread issue in Lost Ark, in terms of volume, we understand the negative impact and we want to ensure that it won't be present in the competition. While we generally don't post our banner cheat detection numbers, we have been continuing to develop new detective methods for speed hacks. Just in the past few weeks, we've caught and banned over 100 accounts using speed hacks. This work will continue and ramp up as we head toward the race. So that's the other big thing. Obviously that and the server merge. I think this is good. It just depends on how much they actually act, you know? Because words are just words. Actions need to accompany the words. So it just depends on how they act. You know what I mean? That's truthfully what I mean. Get fucked, RMTERS. You get what you deserved for once. It's hilarious they announced it now, since I know a lot of the usual suspects have gone back to RMTing to prepare their character, not to mention paid for KR practice, etc. Have fun not racing Lamau. That RMT update is huge. There are a lot of people banned in the early days for T3 for 3 days, 1 week, 2 months, or 2 week, 1 month, etc. That should really cut down the number of frauds. I wonder if it'll be blacked out when you try to go through the first if you cheated, or they'll let you clear with your group and then tell you your run didn't count because the person was guilty. I don't think it'll necessarily blow up a lot of friend circles, mostly because I think a lot of people know each other are. I think it's one of those things that aren't really hidden, at least not hidden. It's pretty public knowledge. Public within, like, the friend group, right? Just because it's, like, it is what it is. But I don't know, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Hope they actually enforce this or not just trying to farm AGSW comments. Theomine First had blatant RMT and they still have their titles. Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. Words are one thing, it's just dependent on the actions as well that accompany those. Un momento, my cat wants out. Alright, the cat has been let out. Nice team update regarding some worrisome questions the community was having. Get fucked RMTers. Great news, a thumbs up emoji. Currently watching Stoops debating a guy that's trying to defend RMT players trying to compete, and it's the most brain-dead shit I've ever watched. A huge part of the 1% in this game are just such disgusting creatures. Just perma them all and get them out. Oh, man. We'll just have to wait and see, though. Like I always say, I think the words are good, but it just depends on if the actions match the words type shit. And then this, I don't think, no, because this was posted 3 days ago, but this is a definitive summary of the recent first mode race drama and the race itself. Who am I to talk about this? I'm not going to go over all of this, but basically I'll go over a couple sections in this because I remember reading this briefly. Who am I to talk about this? A long-time highly competitive player, was always doing very high DPS, blah blah blah, very high consistency, good parses on Ood, OO, have been a member of various race contender groups, etc., etc. Never RMT'd, never cheated, never broke rules, mostly free to play as well. What happened? The policy update came out that denies everyone who ever got temporarily banned for RMT-related reasons from participating in the run. Who is mad? The people who have been banned for RMT-related reasons, or the people whose friends are affected, so they suck those friends to O's. So is it good or not? Obviously it is. The race itself is a highly questionable event because of delayed releases, etc., etc. Why are people mad? RMT culture is so strongly solidified in people's minds. There are plenty of people who genuinely think there's nothing wrong in botting or buying gold from others, or otherwise breaking the rules, trying to argue against them as a lost cause because they're just regarded. This is totally the AGS issue, because the only reason why the RMT culture has reached this level is because it was properly enforced. Yeah, I completely agree with that. And I kind of agree with the sentiment. Like I said, I'm just going to kind of read bits and pieces here, the things that I think are relevant, and then what effect does it have on the game. It has a long-term good effect on the game. Preventing cheaters from benefiting from exclusive content and sources of recognition is objectively a good, righteous thing, and when developers do objectively good things, it leads to positive word of mouth about the game, and word of mouth is a powerful phenomenon. Especially considering pretty much the main reason why Lost Ark is so unpopular have all to do something with forms of paid advantage, and RMT is a huge part of it. Yeah, I think RMT is a part of it. I think a lot of the real reason why Lost Ark isn't like a quote-unquote mainstream game is just because the systems are player-unfriendly, right? Player-unfriendly systems on top of pretty bad enforcement of, like, TOS and rules, on top of, like, pretty much nothing else to do in the game aside from raid. It doesn't lead itself to a very casual, friendly, mainstream, focus-centric game type shit. You know what I mean? Bottom line is, competition is only real when it's accessible. If you've ever done anything highly competitive in your life, you should know that most fierce competition is when it's still highly accessible. Agree. 100% agree. Back in my youth, just being able to hop on, like, a game of Smite or whatever and just outplay the other people, right? For example. There's no, like, barrier to entry of needing to spend thousands upon thousands of dollars to get your level 10 gems in order to have, like, a level playing field to compete in the first place. You know, you just boot up a game and you game it out. But yeah. You want competitive things to be accessible. Not gated by specific limiting factors that not everyone has, like, equal access to or easy access to. Race events and pay-to-win video games are not highly accessible. If you think the highest skilled player's habitat is 3,500 plus combat score, you are Delulu. Very high combat score players generally good at the game, yes. However, there's absolutely zero logical connection between somebody being good at the game and having whale-level combat score at the same time. There are plenty of people who do things on their 12 to 2,500 CP characters that most 3,500 plus enjoyers can only dream about. I'm talking about mechanical uptime. Who could have ever guessed that most players who are mechanically good are not going to be spending an insane amount of money on the game because they are probably playing some other real competitive games on the side, and they're most likely between high school and college, either have no job or are simply too poor to be good, because to be good at games you actually need to play them a lot, which often contradicts with making a lot of money in IRL, which basically means that the real best players will never have a chance at racing, with very rare exceptions. Treat this as a hateful take or however you want. Is there a bit of sadness from being unable to have a realistic shot at the competition that serves as a partial reason behind me writing this? Yes, but it is small. And the entire wall of text is objectively true statements and facts. Well, I mean, I think overall this post is, like, pretty decently written. And I mean, obviously it's highly upvoted, so I think a lot of people agree, but it is what it is. The first part of your post read like such an ego trip, I almost thought you might be a Saturn Alts account, but I'm glad I stuck with it. I mean, I had the same feeling when I first read it, but I understand why it's there. It's because you have to, like, self-stuck yourself, or else people in the Reddit comments will be like, well, you're just fucking garbage, bro. And it's like, there's no proof no matter what you do, but you might as well defend your honor, so to speak. But I think that's it. I've done enough yapping. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the TFM stuff, and if you guys drop any feedback in the thread, because I hope you guys do. No? That's why I always like to highlight stuff like that in the surveys. Anyways, like the video if you like it, subscribe. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye!